Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
In a couple of minutes, we will start.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Some more students are likely to join, so in a couple of minutes, we will start. Today, I have got something very special for you. Actually, it is a kind of session wherein you will learn some real life things, the letters, basically the business letters. Through this particular session, I'm going to share with you certain formats also, some good one also and some bad one also, just for your understanding, so that in future you should not do such kind of things and avoid certain things which are not good. So I'm going to wait for another couple of minutes, and then by 15:05 we will start. So friends, can you see the PowerPoint screen I have shared with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So today we will talk about the writing process, and we shall be covering certain formats of business letters, because in future you would be mostly involving in the correspondences at various level, at horizontal level, then from horizontal level to the vertical level, and then from your level to the downward communication. So you would be responsible for communicating through the letters, through the applications, through the memos, and all such things would be very important for you to understand. Irrespective of your specialization, you would be required to do the correspondences through email and through such kind of letters time to time. So first of all, let us try to understand the writing process. I request everyone to now pay the attention towards today's session, because it's going to be very important. Here I'm going to share with you certain very important tips which are going to be useful for you for your career. Now, talking about the writing process comprises of three important steps: planning, writing, and quality control. Without these three major steps, you cannot write quality, and you cannot write anything which would actually attract your particular readers. Or probably you cannot guarantee for any particular action if there is no planning, if the writing and the quality is not appropriate. Now let us see one by one what these things are. Talking about the planning, which is the first aspect of the writing process. Planning is basically keeping the objectives in mind and researching on the topic, thinking about the audience, and outlining helps the organization thoughts. For example, if you are going to write an appreciation letter, you need to first of all search as to how you can appreciate someone in some good words so that the person's morale can be increased. If you are going to write a termination letter for any employee, then the language should be such that the person should not feel offended but should take it positively, even if it is a termination letter with respect to the services rendered by the person. So keeping the objective in mind is very important, and then you have to research on the topic. You have to have that particular words with you. For example, if someone is wishing you on your anniversary, you should be reciprocating the things in some positive way, and for that you need to learn how to just reciprocate, and for that you need to do the research. So writing cannot be possible unless and until you plan. So you have to plan and then you have to write. Then think about the audience. Who are going to be your audience? You cannot write the complex words for the students, those who are just uh, up to 10th standard or up to 5th standard, for example, let's per se. So because their level of understanding about the words and the jargons is totally different as compared to our level. So you have to write in that particular perspective that the audience should be able to understand and accept all these things. So you must have seen in case of the books, the textbooks of the children, the textbooks are written in very simple languages. They never use the jargons, the technical words, the long words and the slangs, just because they know who are going to be their audience. So keeping in mind the audience would definitely help you. For example, if you're going to write a letter for your worker, just for just ensuring certain actions in a particular operation. So in that case, the language should be appropriate and it should be very common and very easy to understand. You cannot write in a language which is difficult for the worker to understand, for which he has to refer to the dictionary, or for which he is supposed to go to some other senior boss to understand what is the meaning of the letter. So, for example, beginning is a very common word. Now, someone will say commemorating. So, beginning and commemorating and celebration or all such kind of things. These are the things which you need to start focusing, and you need to start researching, because otherwise your entire letter will not be as effective as you are expecting. Remember, friends, that you need to change the content and you need to change the language of your particular letter based on the audience. The audience should understand what you are writing, and the audience should be able to understand the overall perspective behind writing. Otherwise the entire process will get failed, and then the audience will take that particular letter in a different way. Let's take example of one of the very famous politician, Shashi Tharoor ji. Whenever he writes, he created some particular kind of you can say some kind of propaganda, or sometimes the people start getting amused because of his language, the words which he is using, very long tail words which are probably not being understood and cannot be pronounced so easily. So you need to understand the audience, then outlining will definitely help you. Suppose you want to apply for a leave, or suppose you want to just take a break from your particular office, just a half day, for example. So what should be the language, how you are going to outline the things that will help you to organize and plan for your particular letter. Outlining is very important, because outlining helps you to write down all the critical points which are important for you to mention in that particular letter. For example, if it is a sales letter, you will be highlighting about the quantity, you will be highlighting about the features, the attribute of the product or the service, the time of delivery, the payment terms. All these things will help you to write a particular sales letter which should be expected by the particular customer. Now, understanding about writing, which is the second important aspect of writing process. Talking about writing, writing is all about following your outline. You have written the outline somewhere. Now from your outline you have to develop a complete letter. Use your handbook. Inspiration is acceptable but must be carefully reviewed. some people go extra mile. What they do is they start mentioning the quotes from various authors and from various business leaders in their letter. For example, if you have to motivate someone, you cannot always write the quotes of the famous people. You can even motivate or inspire others by writing something in your own words, that feeling you are expressing in your words, which is going to help the person to understand that how grateful you are or how humble you are towards acknowledging the other person's efforts in one particular endeavor. So that is how the entire letter has to be focused. Now, talking about inspiration, some people get inspired with Hitler like personalities. Some people get inspired with the father of nation, our late Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi ji. Some people get inspired with Rahul Gandhi. Some people get inspired with Sri Sharad Dada Pawar ji. Some people get inspired with Microsoft Bill Gates. Some people get inspired with the Jeff Bezos or the Elon Musk or Richard Branson. So inspiration is acceptable, but you have to carefully review what is the ideology behind that particular writing letter. Is it matching with that or not? If it is not matching, probably you should avoid using such kind of things. Then use the interview approach to supplement the outline. Interview approach, as I explained earlier, that while writing a letter, you have to understand these 5 major questions: who, what, where, when and how. कहाँ, किसको, कब, किसके लिए आप लेटर लिख रहे हैं, वो बहुत जरूरी है. Who मतलब कौन रहेगा, व्हाट मतलब क्या रहेगा उसमें कंटेंट, वेयर मतलब क्या, कब कब आप उसमें, और व्हेन मतलब कब, ये आपको चीजें, एंड हाउ कैसे आपको उसमें लेटर में वो चीजों को डालना है. सपोज इफ अ डॉक्टर इज गोइंग टू एक्सप्रेस about the critical condition of a patient to the patient through that particular case sheet, then the doctor will not directly mention that the patient is having only 1 month time to just live, and then he will be no more after 1 month. Rather, the doctor will use the technical jargons and the terminologies to express the criticality of the disease. So you have to understand these 5 important questions: who, what, where, when, and how. If you answer these 5 questions, you will be able to justify the letter, and then it would be received by the particular reader in the right perspective. Now, talking about the quality control, you should not start so good and you should not end up so bad that the people will get an expression or impression about you, that you lose your confidence or you lose your entire interest while writing a letter. Even if you are writing an essay, or you are writing a business letter, or you are writing a quotation, or you are making a purchase order, everywhere you have to follow the quality principles. Be specific, follow the standard templates, and then reread your work. You should not be in a hurry to immediately press the send button or press the enter button with the moment you have written. It is to be advised that kindly check your own work. Even if you have written a paragraph on email, and through that email you are going to send it to your vendors or to your customers or to your boss, kindly be critical of your own work. Try to correct yourself by rereading so that the chances of errors and mistakes can be avoided. So these are the 3 important things which are very important for you to just control the entire writing process, have the quality in entire overall writing, that is planning, writing, and quality control. Now, talking about the consideration: who, what, when, why, where, and how. If you are able to answer these questions, probably you will understand what should be the content of the letter, what should be the language which you should be using, and then what should be the salutation remark, if at all you have to use. For example, if you're writing a letter to your boss, you have to just have that different salutation. If you're writing a letter to your subordinate, different kind of salutation is expected. Then closing is also required to be different for both the two cases. So that is what you need to understand. Then good writing talks about the 7 principles which we have already completed, and then you need to understand that the letter should be completed in all aspect of information whatever you wanted to give. It should be correct with the relevant and the precise information. It should be credible with support of your arguments. If you can give some example, that would be better. Then clarity has to be there. It should not be vague, confusing, and ambiguous. Concise means to the point. Writing an essay will not work out. Rather, if you are able to write the entire things in one paragraph or in 2-3 lines, that will help you to get that particular action and get the things done on time. Because people are not in a habit to write, or to people are not in a habit to read the entire story. For example, the software agreements. Many of us never go through the software agreement details. We just simply click I agree to the terms and condition, and then we move ahead and we install the software. So you cannot write everything in such big paragraphs, because ultimately it will become too text bulky and less meaningful for anyone. So it should be concise. And then consideration is very important. You have to anticipate the reader's reaction. What would be the reaction if the reader is going to read that letter? For example, you cannot write an offensive letter even if it is going to be the last day of the employee, or even if the employee is at fault, or even if you feel that the mistake is at other's end. You cannot write. Suppose vendor has supplied you with the faulty raw material. That raw material has costed you the faulty product, and then faulty product has led to the customer complaints. So if you are going to write a letter to the vendor asking an action or seeking an action against the faulty raw material which has been supplied, you should use the polite professional language, but addressing your issue should be in such a way that you must mention that you are highly concerned about this particular problem and it is affecting your overall brand image. So the person will also get it positively, and the person will have the time to rectify it. You cannot give the pressure to anyone while writing a letter. Even if you are going to use your authority, remember that this authority, if you are using in the letter, and if you are coercing or pressurizing someone, it will have a boomerang effect on you sometimes. So conciseness is important. Consideration is also important. Then vitality talks about use of active voice rather than the passive voice. Always try to write in active voice. Many people have the habit of writing in passive voices, which has to be avoided. Now, talking about the letterhead. Letterhead, as you know, the letterhead has to be elegant. It should be standard. Everyone should follow the same letterhead for printing out the letter, for giving any quotation, any order, any request, or for any application. The same has to be followed. It creates the impression of the company. It should have the company's name, the full postal address, the contact number, registered office, and the registered number, the website, or the latest addition to this particular letterhead is the GST number. Organizations are supposed to have the GST number on their letterhead, with which they are communicating with the third parties, with the suppliers, with the customers, so that in future, if there is going to be any transactions related to it, the same can be referred with. So the letterhead is required to have all these basic details, as it has the impression of the organization. Now, talking about the letters. So it should have the reference number. Remember friends, any letter which is lacking with the reference number, probably you cannot keep it indexed, and then you will lose the track. So in order to trace that letter, even after 2 years or 3 years, it is better to have the reference number over every letter. This reference number will help you to trace that letter, even if it is being referred after 5 years. You will have this thing in your record, and then you can immediately refer to it and you can find that particular letter. It should have a date, the sender's address, the inside address. For example, ABC GMR Builders, the inside address Mr. G Reddy, Ramco Tiles, New Delhi. Salutation, dear sir, body text, we are pleased to inform you, and so on. Then closing call to action, that is called as yours sincerely. And then signature block SD. एंड देन इंक्लोजर्स में आपको ये डालना पड़ेगा कि आप इसके साथ जो भी लगा रहे हैं वो अपने किसको किसको भेज रहे हैं, CC2 और BCC. All these things are very important for you. This makes the structure of the letter. Are you getting my point? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now talking about the structure, the letter has to have the following points. The first one is the letter body. Second is the opening or the introduction, then the main body, then future action or the response, then special markings, then continuation of pages, then closing actions, enclosures, signatures, copied to be circulated, then continuation of the pages, and then address on the envelopes. These are the things which you need to plan for. And then for these things you need to maintain the quality also. Now here I will try to explain you with the help of the example. Now this is the case of termination letter of an employee. Here the heading is termination letter. On left hand side the employee name has to be mentioned, the address, the date, reference, termination of employment, dear employee name. Further, to our meeting on 3rd June so and so, I regretfully confirm that your employment with us is terminated with effect from date or with immediate effect. As stated at our meeting, the reason for your terminating your employment with us is as follows. So the employer must give all the stated reasons clearly, transgressions and relevant policies if applicable. Then employer must clearly state the previous warnings, informal, formal or written, etc., and the circumstances and the person's response and subsequent behavior or performance for each warning. This is the overall draft for the termination letter. Then you have to clearly state, if you are the employer, the requirements regarding return of documentation, equipment, the car, the submission of final expenses claims, or any other thing which are pending with the particular employee, and that has to be clear. Then only you should give the NOC. So you have to clearly state the actual leaving date, then the requirement or otherwise to serve the period of notice, the holiday pay, if at all there is any holiday during which you are terminating the employee, you need to mention whether the employee will work during the holiday or whether the employee will get the pay for that period, and then other pay and pension details you need to provide. Then clearly state the position regarding the employee's right of appeal. In case if the employee is not satisfied, where the employee can appeal, that you need to mention over there. And then the state of appeal process and the time scale, कि यहाँ पर अगर अपील किया तो कितने दिन में आपका अपील को सुना जाएगा. Then optional sign off, for example, thank you for the past efforts and the best of for your future endeavors, that is optional. So these are the things which you need to give in the termination letter. And then finally you have to write the call for action. You are requested to sign confirming the receipt of the letter and return a signed copy to this letter. Yours sincerely, HR Director. Is that clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the next letter for you is the confirmation letter. Here we have just given the date. Dear Miss Anju Sakia, we are pleased to convey that you have completed 3 months of probation period successfully, and the management has taken the unanimous decision to make you a permanent employee of the Wonderworld Travels. In view of your satisfactory performance, you have been confirmed at the position of our account executive at Wonderworld Travels with effect from 1st of July 2011. Your salary has been revised to rupees 25,000 with effect from your date of confirmation. As mentioned in the appointment letter, your salary will be revised after the completion of 1 year and will be based on your performance. All other terms and conditions mentioned in the appointment letter will remain the same. Please signify your acceptance of the terms and conditions by signing this confirmation letter and returning it to me at the earliest. Now, the last line, which is very important, it is, if you have any doubts or queries, do not hesitate to discuss it with your manager or supervisor. Wonderworld Travels congratulates you on your confirmation and wishes you well in your position. Yours sincerely, signature Reshma John, Managing Director, 20th of July 2012. Now यहाँ पर अभी क्या लिखा है आपने? I hereby accept the company's terms and conditions mentioned above, and I also confirm my taking up the position of account executive from 1st of July 2020 and sign करके डेट. ये आपके पास एक्सेप्टेंस आ गया, आपने एक कॉपी रख ली और एक कॉपी आपने उनको दे दी. ये कंफर्मेशन लेटर का फॉर्मेट है. नाउ प्रमोशन लेटर. प्रमोशन लेटर में मिस्टर इमरान अली, डायरेक्टर ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज, USI वेब टेक्नोलॉजीज. Then this is the address for Mumbai, date 20th of August 2012. सीमा रावत ये भेज रही हैं, असिस्टेंट मैन. ये यहाँ पर देखिए आपने क्या किया, यहाँ पे सीमा रावत को आपको भेजना है और इमरान अली जो है वो वहां से आपके पास लेटर आ रहा है। तो प्रमोशन लेटर में टॉप पे जो नाम रहता है, जनरली जो हम फॉर्मेट फॉलो करते हैं, वो रहता है कंपनी के हेड एचआर का या डायरेक्टर एचआर का या कंपनी के प्रेसिडेंट या ओनर का या जो भी पर्सन जो आपको प्रमोट कर रहा है। उसके बाद डेट, और फिर डेट के बाद जो नीचे रहता है वो जिसके पास आप जा रहा है लेटर, जो ये रीड करने वाला है, जिसको एक्शन लेना है, जिसको आप प्रमोट कर रहे हैं उसका। तो सीमा रावत, असिस्टेंट मैनेजर कॉर्पोरेट कम्युनिकेशन, यूएसआई वेब टेक्नोलॉजी, मुंबई। डियर सीमा, it is with pleasure that I inform you about your decision that the board has taken to promote you to the position of manager corporate communication with immediate effect. तो यहाँ पर क्या है, आपने उसको प्रमोट कर रहे हैं। रिमेंबर फ्रेंड्स that whenever you are promoting, whenever you are terminating any employee, or whenever you are giving a confirmation, the format has to be followed. Here in the case of Seema, the director HR has clearly mentioned that the particular position which she is holding right now, she has been promoted to the next level, that is now the manager corporate communication with immediate effect. That you need to mention, in case if you are the authority, then you need to give when are you going to promote the person, and by which particular date the person can hold that particular responsibility, or the person can just take on that particular duty. Then the management joins me in wishing you the best in your future endeavors in your new capacity. That is what the rosy or the good words you need to choose. These sentences really help the person to understand the entire organ. Sometimes it happens that the decision of promotion is taken anonymously, and sometimes it is friends, there was a network interruption. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there was a network interruption. I'm back. I'm just sharing the letter with you as I was telling you about the content and the format. So here you have seen the format of the termination letter, then confirmation letter. The third one is about the letter of promotion. So whenever you are writing any particular letter, you need to understand who would be the audience, what is the purpose. That is what the question is. If you understand that, probably you will be writing in that language, and the person will not get offended. The reaction, whatever you are expecting from the letter, the same reaction you will get if at all you have the proper planning for the same. Now, talking about the other letters, we have promotion letter as written to Seema once again by the head, Director HR. This is the case which I am presenting before you. Now here in this case, in the first 3 lines, the director has promoted her to the next level, and then the date is also mentioned that with immediate effect. In the second line, they have mentioned that the management joins me in wishing you the best in your future endeavors. It means the management has also taken the decision unanimously. So in all your time with us, you have demonstrated a sense of dedication and professionalism to your job that has impressed us. So all the details about your job profile and your new salary structure will be sent out to you with your new appointment letter in a couple of days. I would again like to congratulate you on your promotion. So all these things, because the employees would also be interested to know, if I am getting promoted, what would be the new salary structure which would be applicable to me. And then the employees will also be interested to get that appointment letter, because their original appointment was in some other designation. So all these things are required to be mentioned. As an HR, you need to focus on all these points. Now the exit interview, this is the template which you need to take care of. If you are going to work in HR domain or finance department or marketing department, there will be people who would be joining simultaneously. There will be people those who would be leaving. So this is one of the format which would be taken care of, probably because during the exit interview, the employees who are leaving will probably provide some very useful tips for the companies, which would be very helpful for the company to grow. So in a healthy manner, the exit interviews are being conducted so that you can give a good farewell to the employee, at the same time telling the employee that whatever his concerns were there, that are being addressed and that in future will be taken care of, so that any such person, those who are performing, would not leave the organization. So here the name of the employee, position, department, reports to, commencement date, termination date, date of interview, feedback provided to the manager, date signed, all these are formats. Then you have questions: what things make this a good place to work? What are the things would you change to make this a better place to work? Then please indicate your reason for leaving: higher study, family commitment, flexibility, wanting to work freelance, wanting a change, new career opportunity, dissatisfied, disillusioned with the current role, others. Then the comments open-ended. If you have accepted a new position, describe the areas that makes the new job more attractive. Then the culture and environment related question: how would you describe the culture here? The supportive, professional, friendly, bureaucratic, competitive, hardworking, team based, conservative, and others. And then there should be a space for open ended question. Then on a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate your overall job satisfaction? Low level 1 and indicating high levels. And there should be questions like this: then what changes could have been made to improve your job satisfaction? This is the question which the management is interested to know. Then how would you describe the management style within your department? That is consultative, directive, bureaucratic, progressive, innovative, inspirational, motivating, approachable, supportable, uninterested, flexible, inflexible, technically competent, and others. These are the things which the organization likes to know. Then if changes could be made to build on your own manager's effectiveness, what recommendations would you make? Then recognition feedback: how often did you receive the feedback from your manager? Whether the manager was providing feedback or not, on what occasions the manager was providing the feedback. That is important for the organization to know at the time of exit interview. Then what type of feedback was provided to you during your employment here? Performance appraisal, informal feedback, verbal recognition and praise for your effort, constructive criticism, unfair, unreasonable criticism, and none. And then how would you describe the quality of the feedback you have received? Then question would be related to training and development. This is the area wherein the organization focuses in order to improve the necessary skills so that the employees can get the efficiency and they should be productive also. So how adequate was the training that was provided to you during your employment? As an employee, the question will be asked. Then were there areas where you believe training needs in your job were not met, then career opportunity related questions, communication related questions. How would you rate the effectiveness of your communication? Effective, average, or poor, or ineffective? Within your department, how well informed are you in the following areas? Organizing, planning, controlling, all these things will be there. And then all these things will be there related to remuneration, perception of the company. So in a sense, whenever you meet all such kind of things, you get satisfied as an employee. When I'm leaving the company is concerned about my things. Now talking about the letter, this is one particular letter from Khurshid Leathers, Sikandrabad, letter requesting for enhancing the credit period. Now Khurshid Leather, Sikandrabad, in their letterhead they have given the date, then the person whom it is addressed, Mr. Ashok, MD, Sign Leather Exports, Chennai. Dear Mr. Ashok, we have been doing business for the last 3 years. We are very much satisfied with your products and service. Because of a southward trend of economy and decreased footfalls at our showroom, the normal cycle has been disturbed. Due to crunch of the customers, the cash rotation has reduced marginally. I would request you to kindly increase your credit limit from the present limit of 45 days to 90 days. So here in the second line, you have mentioned why you want to get that credit limit increased or the credit period increased. What has prompted you to write a letter? If you write the entire things in proper order, first you have appreciated the vendor, in the second line you have talked about your problem, and then in the third line you have talked about the request to increase the entire credit period or the credit limit from the 45 days to 90 days, and then you have closed with the action. We expect your prompt response, whether it would be positive or negative, that will come afterwards. And then yours truly, and this is the letter. Now the next is thanks for the prompt response to the credit inquiry. This is the format. Oracle Global Finance Limited. Date, Manager HRD, Alfred Industries Limited, Chennai, Sir. Loan application of Lokesh Jain. Thank you very much for your prompt reply. This will really help us to process further the loan application of Mr. Jain. We appreciate your cooperation in this regard cordially. यहाँ पर आपने क्या किया, लोन एप्लीकेशन के लिए एक लेटर किसी ने डाला था, आपने उसको अप्रूव कर दिया और यहाँ से उसको बैंक को क्लैरिटी एक सिग्नल मिल गया कि हाँ करना है. Then solicited letter of inquiry. Format, date, address, dear sir, inquiry for dealership of West Bengal. Referring to your business advertisement in the Times of India on 20th of September 2010 at Kolkata, we got to know that you are the manufacturer of an energy efficient room heaters and water heaters having latest technology of Germany in India and need new dealers in the West Bengal. We are in the home appliances and energy efficient domestic equipment business since the time 1930. Here it is mentioned, with good infrastructure at Kolkata and clientele network in the entire West Bengal, adjoining parts of Bihar and Odisha and the entire Northeast. So in the second paragraph, you have talked about your strength, your business, and how competent you could be in case if the company consider your name for the dealership. And last paragraph, call for action. Please inform us the price of your aforesaid two products with technical specifications and the terms and conditions for the dealership with the discounts, commission for sale of your products in West Bengal and adjoining areas. We shall appreciate an early reply faithfully and the person's name. That's it. Then the next letter, it is reply to the inquiry letter too. So dear Mr. Kartik Gupta, Ajmer, this is with reference to your letter to Mr. Rakesh Tewatia dated 15 February 2008 regarding the maintenance contract of your colony. Mr. Tewatia has forwarded you a letter to us. Our NGO specializes in spreading awareness about the Right to Information Act. It can be used as a potent weapon against any government, non-government and public or private organization. As you have mentioned in your letter that your new maintenance contractor is not heeding any complaints made by the colony residents, you can file an RTI application against the contractor. This will force him to divulge the details about the contract and his responsibilities and will assist you in holding him accountable under the terms agreed upon. It will also help you to locate the root cause of the problems you are facing. The RTI application form is available at our office free of cost and we will be glad to assist you in the process. तो ये तो हो गया कुछ good letters. अब मैं आपको कुछ दिखाता हूँ bad letters. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. अब ये bad letter का एक example है. Shalja Swami, Krishnanagar, Chennai, reference motor pump. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Swami, you know the particular gender of the person. Sometimes you just write dear sir or madam. When you are writing an email or a letter, and if it is being addressed to a person whom you know, or probably you want that person to only address that letter, so why you are writing dear sir and madam? This is not a good thing. Many of us commit this mistake. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Swami, as per our discussion, we are apologize for our inconveniences regarding delay oblique wrong delivery of motor pump. After all nitty gritties, overall outcome is this. Number one, I have delivered your booked piece on or before 15th of April 2012. So things are vague over here. On or before you have mentioned. Then if you required, then we'll send you different piece by tomorrow evening. When you received your original piece, we'll kept old one first, and within 24 hours same day we'll send you your booked motor pump. So the things are not clear. Kindly confirm and regret inconvenience. I am very appreciable if you accept my request. So this is an example of a bad letter. Grammar mistakes, things are not clear. You have given point number one, point number two. It clearly indicates that instead of request, you are ordering a person, you are compelling a person to do such kind of things. Okay, now the next one is the example of a memo that I will come to you later. So before that, let us again go to the presentation and let us try to understand how the structure is important. So as I explained you, structure, letter has a body, you have seen, opening or introduction you have seen, then the main body, that is the central section, you have seen, future action you have seen through confirmation letter, resignation letter, and all other promotion letter and other things. What is the future action which is being expected in the letter? Special markings you have given in case of all the letters there were special markings. Continuation of pages, it could be possible that the letter is not complete in one page. For that you require to enclose some additional reports for third paragraph. The employee was asked to immediately just return all the equipments, car or anything which was given to him with immediate effect or on or before the due date. And then last paragraph, all such kind of things if the employee wants to appeal. So all these things are the arrangements which has to be in the order. You cannot jumble with the arrangements. And then opening the letter is always very important. While you are opening, you cannot write dear Mr. and Mrs. Swami. Miss Swami is only one, but when you are writing Mr. and Mrs. Swami, the Miss Swami will get offended and then it would be against you. Then avoid obvious opening statements that are not required. Avoid